Fans of Obi-Wan Kenobi wonder how Christensen would play Darth Vader in Star Wars. In Season 1, a Jedi Master and Darth Vader duel with lightsabers. Obi-Wan and Darth Vader discuss Anakin's descent to the dark side after one of Kenobi's strongest fights. What is the objective? Stay tuned to hear everything there is to know about their final battle. Without further ado, let's start with an overview of Darth Vader. Darth Vader was one of the most prominent characters in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, which is accessible on Disney+. The figure, played by Hayden Christensen and serving as the principal antagonist, stood in opposition to Obi-Wan Kenobi, played by Ewan McGregor. Many fans were wondering about the particular role that Christensen will play in the upcoming movie, when it was confirmed that the character would be featured in the film and that Christensen would be making his comeback to Star Wars. When the Dark Lord of the Sith discovered Obi's location in Part 3, it was the first time the two characters had communicated on screen since 2005's Revenge of the Sith. The two of them participated in a brief battle at the conclusion of the episode, which culminated in Obi-Wan getting wounded and being rescued from Vader's clutches by Tala, portrayed by Indira Varma. The show's finale provided the next chance for the characters to communicate with one another. They fought again, but this time Obi-Wan was more in tune with the Force and was able to defeat his former Padawan, just as he had done on Mustafar 10 years earlier in the timeline. It's impossible to imagine a story centered on Obi-Wan Kenobi that doesn't include Darth Vader in some manner, shape, or form. The character remained throughout the bulk of the initial draft of the script for the project, which was planned to be a feature film, but his purpose and confrontations with Obi-Wan were drastically different. Moving on, let's talk about how crucial it is to include Darth Vader. Darth Vader is widely regarded as the most fearsome opponent in the history of cinema. Star Wars fans have been obsessed with him since he first appeared in the opening sequence of A New Hope in 1977. They want to learn all they can about it. George Lucas, the creator of The Galaxy Far, Far Away and the Galaxy Far, Far Away franchise, decided in the late 1990s to make another trilogy of films set within the franchise to give Darth Vader a backstory and show exactly what drove him to become the intimidating killer who was more machine than man. These films are referred to as the Star Wars prequel trilogy, despite the fact that the prequels have received their fair share of criticism over the past 2 decades. One of the themes that both the films and the animated series The Clone Wars have genuinely stressed is Anakin's and Obi's relationship. Even after all these years, the connection between the two characters is still being worked out. One of the key objectives for developing the Obi-Wan Kenobi narrative, according to Beatty, was to show the Jedi Master's process of coming to grips with the fact that his close buddy, Anakin Skywalker, had been snatched from him by Darth Vader. Obi-Wan directly confesses to Luke in A New Hope that Vader betrayed and murdered Anakin Skywalker. After that, some further information on the several versions of the project, Obi-Wan. It is fascinating to see how the two interpretations of the project managed the fact that Obi-Wan arrives at his conclusion in 2 distinct ways, depending on who wins the decisive fight. Kenobi's victory in the series shows that it is the only way for him to try and reason with his friend, whereas Darth Vader's victory over his former master in the original script demonstrates how unstoppable the Sith Lord has become. In the original script, Darth Vader defeats his former master, which demonstrates how unstoppable the Sith Lord has become, due to the fact that it explains the Sith's amazement at Obi's reappearance. The rationale for Vader's triumph may also lend itself a little better to the events of A New Hope. Although both versions were determined to include Vader, it is noteworthy that the screenplay written by Beatty sought to flesh out his character in various ways, such as via his conflict with other Jedi. Even if this has been shown in other Star Wars media, including comics, it still would have been fascinating to see this version of Vader act out on film. It is quite difficult to create a narrative about Obi-Wan Kenobi that takes place between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope that does not include Darth Vader. They're like two sides of the same coin, and despite the fact that they have had their disagreements and are at opposite ends of the spectrum at this point in the chronology, they are still crucial to each other's stories. Moving on, why was Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 rumored to be cancelled? The Obi-Wan Kenobi series was advertised and classified as a limited series from the beginning, as well as when it was first released. This expression is relatively self-explanatory, yet let's examine its development in more recent times. The term limited series refers to a category for award consideration, as well as an indication to producers and writers that the narrative arc of a series should be self-contained. For instance, a second season of WandaVision was never really considered due to the fact that it was first pitched as a limited series. Elizabeth Olsen, who stars in WandaVision, told Kaylee Cuoco about her experience in an interview with Variety. No, there will be only a certain number produced. When questioned about the possibility of a second second season. Cuoco's response was priceless. She said, "Produced in small numbers, actually we did say that as well," which causes one to speculate. Kathleen Kennedy, the top honcho at Lucasfilm and executive producer of the Obi-Wan Kenobi films, has acknowledged that this was indeed the intention for the Obi-Wan Kenobi films. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, Kennedy commented, "Well, really, we did set out to accomplish it as a limited series. In addition, I'll explain this in the next section, I was able to perceive this as a sensation coming through the screen." Next up, there is yet hope for a second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi. The speculation and popularity of Obi-Wan Kenobi's first season was not the only element that led to the production of a second season. I've heard some say that this new Star Wars show is better than The Mandalorian. It is also the outcome of comments made by 4 of the program's most well-known participants. In an interview with British GQ, Ewan McGregor, who plays Obi-Wan Kenobi, indicated anticipation for a prospective sequel. "I really hope we do another," he remarked, adding, "If I could do one of these every now and again, I'd be overjoyed." And that makes perfect sense, considering how the audience could clearly see the celebrity was having fun while recording the presentation. Then, Deborah Chow, the series director, who had earned some time off, disclosed to RadioTimes.com that although the program was meant to be a standalone production, it would really be part of a broader franchise. "I mean, there are clearly a lot more stories you could tell. It'll be another 10 years until we see A New Hope. But with a man like Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think it'll be fascinating, even simply seeing him ride down the beach every now and again. Who knows for sure? That's tough to say at the time, but it was most definitely not the intention." Hayden Christensen, who is likewise eager to continue, was noted and quoted by Radio Times. Finally, what has Obi-Wan got to say? This was highlighted by the actor, who said that despite the fact that it was clearly meant to be a standalone story, "I would want to continue working with this specific character. To be honest, I feel there is more to learn there, and having the chance to do so would make me very pleased." He also said that he would unquestionably be open to appearing in Obi-Wan Kenobi's second season. Finally, I'd like to mention Kathleen Kennedy, but I believe if there's a lot of interaction and people truly want more Obi-Wan, we'll absolutely give it some thought, because the fans, they speak to us, she remarked, immediately after her statements regarding Obi-Wan Kenobi's one-time purpose. This was in reaction to her prior comments. Early indicators indicate that Obi-Wan Kenobi is quite popular with the fans. According to Disney Press statistics, the launch of Obi-Wan Kenobi was the most watched Disney Plus debut anywhere in the globe to date. This claim may seem more powerful than it is, considering that not every Disney Plus program began with 2 episodes, but it is still confirmation that the force is strong with this show. According to the original screenplay for the Obi-Wan Kenobi film, yes, it was a film before it became a program. The Obi-Wan Kenobi character was proposed as a trilogy of films. This is the most recent piece of good news about the Obi-Wan Kenobi television series' second season. What are your opinions on this? Share your ideas in the comment section. Well, that marks the end of our video today. We hope you enjoyed it. On your way out, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.